welcome to Level 1, The Pier, here in Real Fishing 3, The Walkthrough. This is just after the tutorial level. You go through one more night back at the Aqua Lodge, and then you're right back here to the pier. Now, astute watchers may notice that the boat that was half sunk on the right side of this area is now moored at the pier. Yes, indeed, I have come to record this footage after I have cleared out this level. The footage of originally clearing this I lost before I was able to get it recorded and posted. So here we are anyway. We've got a couple of different choices. We've got the vibration or the shad plug, and the heart is how much fish like it, and then the shield there, the silver shape is a shield, is how durable it is. So I'm toggling through with L2 and R2 the fish species, and you can see how much they like or don't like each one, plus also how durable it is with those species. So wear and tear on your gear is something you have to worry about here. Also, of course, line strength. The thinner line you have, the more fish like it, but the less durable it is, of course. So we are starting here with the vibrating plug. This is like a rattle trap, I guess, in real life would be a analogous fishing lure to this. This is a decent size largemouth bass, and we're going to get this guy hooked and see what it looks like. The ding you hear is when you set the hook. That doesn't mean they're biting. So this is a mature bass. You can tell by the sprite that they're using. I'm not sure if they're sprites here. I guess they're other models than sprites, but you can tell by the design that it is a mature largemouth bass. So you first start off the battle when the fish kicks like that. You just hold the analog stick down to pull back and keep tension on the hook, so the fish doesn't throw the hook on you. And then you reel when they're between kick animations. The bubbles mean that the fish is starting to get tired. And that dinging sound, that is the sound of the line nearing its breaking strength. So these fish are going to test that line quite often. And you'll hear that sound a lot. So pushing the analog stick to neutral or pushing it up will allow the fish to take some slack, take some strain off the line, but it does allow the hook to come out of their mouth. So that was a fish that was larger than I was able to handle here with my current level of equipment and skill. If this is anything like Real Fishing 2, as the game goes on, you unlock better equipment, and the better equipment allows you to more readily handle larger fish. So sometimes it's not all about player skill. Sometimes it is kind of leveling up and unlocking equipment. We'll see how that unfolds as I go through the game. So this is a bluegill here. Kind of an interesting design on this bluegill. There are some panfish that have a look like that. I don't know of bluegills that I've ever seen in the American Midwest freshwater of North America look anything like this. Maybe in their very, very young juvenile form they have that pale of a color and those kind of stripes and fin shapes. So you can see the view switches when you reach shallow water. Fish can actually pull you back down into the underwater view. So the camera can kind of dynamically switch. This is not a manual thing that I've discovered to do. That fish, they can get off even that close to bringing them in. So I laid off the reel for just a moment there while that fish did a little kick. Although the smaller fish, you can kind of horse them in a little bit faster. This is the game making the default to put them in the live well. So we may see this menu a few times as the game kind of really pushes you towards putting fish in the live well and throwing them in those tanks, which will not be a part of this series. So if you'd like to explore that part of the game, you may have to do so on your own. You can kind of cast out to the side here and get your lure stuck. Looks like I'm kind of stuck on that one. There is a cancel button. The circle button will cancel the cast, as you just saw there. And if you don't hold down long enough, you can push circle to cancel your cast. One quibble I have so far, at least with this kind of fishing, is that casting takes so long. A long cast to the full length just takes so long for the lure to reach the spot and land in the water for you to start. I really wish it was just like whoosh, bop. I would like to have it just take maybe a second or less instead of 2 or 3 seconds of game time to have that happen. So here we've got another one. This looks like from the top view here, a small bass. This would be your juvenile largemouth bass. We'll get a look at it here when we bring them in. There's the bubbles that the game points to. So when the fish kind of kicks bubbles out of their gills like that, that's an indication of their tiredness level. Their strength is fading when you see that happen, and that's okay. So this fish is kicking, and sometimes fish will just kick and kick and kick. They will try to throw the hook, and they won't really give you much of an opportunity, and that happens in the other games as well. So this is indeed a juvenile largemouth bass. We are going to go ahead and release this guy. We'll take care of that. And you can walk back and forth a little bit. I'm going to switch my lure here. We're going to go to the shad plug. You're going to notice it's a little bit tricky. You might have to watch closely as I cast this one. When you reel the shad plug, this is a deep diving plug. So when you start to reel, you'll notice, and even as we can see here, the line dips down into the water. And if you reel nonstop, it'll actually drag the bottom. So you notice that I reel a little bit and then I pause. Because if you just keep reeling, it will drag the bottom. And pretty cool, actually, it will follow the contour of the bottom. So you'll notice if you're dragging the bottom near this drop-off here on the pier, it will it'll hit the drop-off and then pull down suddenly and then kind of pull up as it hits another drop-off coming up. There's another interesting detail there. The boat is moored at the dock there, so the boat is fixed, and you can see it here even in the underwater cam. So this is definitely a step up in graphical quality and what they're able to show. There aren't really any level graphics that change in Real Fishing 1 or 2, the PS1 games. There's just nothing really that they can change, just basically a moving JPEG. There's not a lot of dynamism to it, but this one, we've got a full 3D map, it looks like, that we can navigate. So pretty cool stuff. And here is another bluegill. It's a little bit bigger, so we'll take that 8 inches. Obviously, we're just going to let this one go. You will hear a little jingle when you do get the successful landing of the fish that unlocks the next level. So you can also I wanted to show, it's maybe a little hard to see, you can pinpoint precision your cast. So we're going to do one more cast here on this level. And I think that anyone watching this as a tutorial will have gotten the idea, even if we don't watch me catch all 10 fish. Yeah, this level is just 10 numeric fish. It doesn't matter what species they are, what size they are. That will change as the game goes on. Just like in the other games, you have either size limits of fish or a certain number of fish of a certain size, or catching a certain number of a certain species of fish. I haven't noticed looking at the levels that this has a branching level system like Real Fishing 2 did, where there's a freshwater and saltwater kind of branching system of levels that unlock each other. And there's levels have different requirements. It looks like this one is a little more linear. So we'll see how the game develops as we go on here. And I'm going to pull in this one more bluegill before we go on to the Yamame stream. Overall, though, my thoughts, I do enjoy the fish fighting experience. It takes a little bit of getting used to. There's a little bit of a touch involved in getting used to the experience, and I'm sure there'll be frustrations and progress made along the way. That's going to wrap it up for this video today. If you liked it, please feel to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, leave me a comment, or hit me up on Twitter where I am active_ATE. We will see you next time.